Hey guys, here's Louis. I can't stop staring at this sign that Mike from Lake and Lodge Garage made for me. For those that haven't checked out his YouTube channel, please go and subscribe. Lake and Lodge Garage. He is awesome, an awesome person, and an awesome bird builder also. So go check him out. Thanks again, Mike, for the beautiful sign. I'm in love with it. So, on this video, it's going to be nice and simple, okay? I'm just going to explain what's all this going on here at First Generation Garage. So, let's start with the rear end of the car. I did weld the complete quarter panel in. So she is completely welded onto the car, okay? I'm happy. The body lines came out great, okay? And all the welding is over for the car, except a few things, which is very little things, not big things. The rear seat brace, okay, or the rear seat panel for the convertibles, okay, the rear seat. The dry shaft bump stop, which I'm going to explain on another video, and also the lock cylinder brace that goes inside your trunk area, and that is it. I will be welding that to the car this coming weekend, so she'll be done. And by the next following weekend, it's possible that the next time I bring you guys, this bird will be on the ground on his four wheels. It's just an update of what's coming up next on the Lovebird. So, I'm going to explain this mess going on here soon. But I love how everything's turning out so far. And if you guys recall the very first video that I did on the Lovebird, you guys will remember that the first thing I repair is the firewall. Okay, and 9 out of 10%, Louis will start right here on the firewall. I will start from here and work my way back to any project. Okay, because I love to keep it at the same pattern. That's what works for me, and I love it. And when you get to work from the front to the back, you just see the car little by little falling into place. Okay, now if you remember the wiper motor mounting point, which is right here, it was gone. All the lower section was gone. I had to cut it from the top out, fabricate this lower piece here, and if you guys could see good, I even made that edge, if you call it that, the correct way, that she's like dented in. So I fabricated that. That was a check mark, done. The firewall was hacked in this whole section. This wrinkle that they all come from factory, that's an original wrinkle that the metal has here. Okay, this piece here I welded to the car, and the donation to that was the 1969 convertible that Jonathan left here in Pennsylvania, and left it for me if I could take the parts off of that car, anything that's metal that was salvageable, and any parts that I needed after he took parts that he need for hopefully a future video, which is a cool car. He shared it with everybody. He has a real matching number still, 469 Firebird, okay? And I believe it was a carousel red car. He will leave a comment on the comment section. But we all hope, Jonathan, at Vinyl Village Garage, buddy, if you're listening to me, we all looking forward for you to building that car also, because you do such an amazing job with these birds. So I fixed this, okay? I did the torque boxes to the bottom, done. I did the toe boards area to both of them, done. Okay, what else did I fix? There was some holes that some people did, who knows, in the past, some person did some extra holes here on the firewall, which wasn't correct. It was not correct for Firebird, and I just patched it up. I cut a hole, put it on the car, and welded it up. Every hole you see present here is correct for 1968 Firebird. If you see anything that might be a little bit more than a coupe, it's because this happens to be a convertible and it did have a little bit more holes than the coupes did. Not too many, just a few. And also, I repair the low section of this cowl shoulder, okay? And also the outer part of the cowl shoulder, okay? And I filmed this part step by step. Anybody out there that needs to do it, check on my page, First Generation Garage, here on YouTube, and you'll see that getting fixed piece by piece. So just yesterday, I did the driver's side. I did this whole piece going all the way down, and this lower section here. I just kept where this X is original to the car. So there was a whole lot of repairing here. When the car was given to me, it had brand new rockers, but they wasn't positioned right, and I had to position them to where I was happy. All right. And I saw that in this section she wasn't welded, and she is. And if you guys see this seam here, a lot of people leave that open, and believe it or not, I have run into cars that from factory is not closed down here. It has, those welds are not even there, but this one is on both sides. Okay, nice and tight, how I like it. And excuse me. So guys, believe me that when I was painting this firewall, sealing it up with the red oxidized primer, I mean, I was smiling from ear to ear, because it shows a big achievement on a project that this car was really a basket case. And me and Jonathan was speaking the other day. He was like, buddy, if you was able to save this convertible, the same one I saw last year when I was over your house, I mean, you are capable of fixing any of them. So that's a big, in my book, that's like a big reward, a big accomplishment, and such a great feeling to receive that coming from Jonathan. Everybody respects him in the bird world, and I mean, really, I really feel that he's 100% right. If I got to save this car, I could save any of them. So what an achievement. I mean, she's doing great. Everything fell into place beautifully here. Now I'm going to explain the next mess here. Okay. So I have exhaust for the Lovebird. I got this from Jegs. I couldn't pass it up. Jegs had a great Labor Day sale. This goes for like $200 and something and just the pipes. And I was able to get it for like $188. Okay. Mailed to the house. This is hooker headers. And let me tell you something. I have hooker headers on my 67, on my 68 white car, and I also have it on my 69 Firebird. Okay. I love the way the hooker headers sound with these cars, with these Pontiac motors, and a lot of people find it difficult to put them on Pontiacs, on Firebirds, and it's really not that difficult. I mean, sometimes the steering box does give you a problem, but once you've done so many, believe me, you know how to fish your way through here. And don't try to put it through the top, because you never get there. You have to put it through the bottom, okay? But anyway, I was able to pick up hooker headers, and yes, they are used, but they're in great condition. That's just surface rust you see. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I have painted them with high heat paint ceramic paint coating, all that, anything you can imagine when it comes to exhaust coatings, and they all do burn off. I still haven't seen until this day anything that doesn't burn off. If you drive your cars long enough and give them that heat cycle, I haven't seen nothing that passes. They do burn off. So I don't want to put it on the car like this, so I will paint them, but eventually I know they're going to burn off. But anyway, hooker headers are really expensive right now. I mean, I used to get them for like, I think it was like $150 to $200. Okay, something like that some years ago. And now they are from $300 and up, mailed to your door. I picked these up. I won the eBay auction, I think with $80. And by the time I got it shipped to the house, I think I got them for like 140 or 144. So, and funny story, the guy on eBay explained to me he had this on his 68 Firebird and now is going back into a 68 Firebird. So I have that. Also, let me walk through here. I also bought the Flowmaster knockoffs. I call it the Flowmaster knockoffs because let me tell you something. I have bought these before, and I have the Flowmaster 40 series on my 67. And I mean, these still give you that nice tone that those do, but they are much cheaper. I think I paid on sale, Labor Day sale on Jegs, like $35 for each. Okay, and there's one here and one under it. Brand spanking new, mailed to the house. That's gonna go for the exhaust for the Lovebird here, and it's gonna be connected all to the engine once I put the engine here. And for you guys that followed that long video, and I'm sorry that it was long, but that's what it takes, guys, to get it done. I mean, really, 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 you guys that are learning from all of us that do YouTube, you really need to be grateful because we could knock out these cars even faster if we wasn't making these videos. But we all do make these videos because we believe it's saving a lot of cars out there and it's teaching a lot of people. So I enjoy that. But yeah, my leaf springs got rebuilt, completely rebuilt. I just have to bolt this side on and then start on this side. And I went through the rear end. That was on a video already. And then I brought this monster in. So this is the subframe. This is the original subframe to the car when it was given to me. Is it the original subframe that the car was born with? I'm not sure. And until this day, I never found a VIN number on no Firebirds first generation. So I don't believe that exists. Okay. Anyway, that there's people out there that say they do. I never witnessed none. And let me tell you something. I've been through more Firebirds than what I show on my YouTube channel. So this is the subframe. I'm here by myself in the garage. Okay. I have the complete front end suspension over there that I need to put on this so I can put that engine on it. That's a Pontiac 350. Okay, right there, sitting over there. I have three of them, three Pontiac engines against that wall. But that's the Pontiac 350. That's going to be the heartbeat for the Lovebird. And these are my plans. So anybody out there that have changed these coils from these cars, number one, is really dangerous. Number two, with no weight present, is really difficult. Okay, I don't even trust the spring compressors, I'll be honest with you. And if you go back to those old mechanic books, I mean, I have one that is really old to Firebird, and they show it with a spring compressor and they show it with a chain going through the spring and hooked up to the frame. And that's the way I do it. Okay, without that chain, I will not change a coil because Louis wants to be around to be able to build more cars. So, excuse me. I need to put that subframe on the Lovebird so I can have some weight. So my goal is to clean this area There's a little dent on the frame right here, which I could give it some heat and work my way with a hammer till it goes nice and straight where it's supposed to be. So I want to remove the motor brackets here, the motor mount brackets. I want to remove them. Those are correct for Firebird, by the way. I want to remove them, clean the subframe on this section I'm talking about, this whole section here, these two cross members, paint it, okay? When I finish painting it and putting back the brackets for the motor mounts, I would like to get the engine from over there, sit her here, okay? Paint what I could paint that is not in my way, because I plan to marry the transmission and the 350 together. Now, you guys know that I've been nicknamed L&L Pontiacs because I have a mess of Pontiac parts. So I have the option of putting a 350 turbo 350 transmission. I have the option of a turbo 400 transmission, and I even have one that is not a Pontiac engine, but it's been put on Pontiacs before. I have one on my 68 white car, a 200 R4, which is a 4-speed transmission. But due to the fact that the rear end there is a 336, I think, and I almost 100% sure I'm going to put the turbo 350 on this car because it should be good enough for it, okay? This car will be a cruiser. It's not going to be burning rubber everywhere, you get what I'm saying, okay? So I want to paint this. That's my idea. Whatever I could paint while it's here, I will paint, because it's easier to paint it here. Once it's on the car, it's really hard to get to the top part of the frame. Once I finish doing that, I will take the subframe, mount it to the car, okay? And then once the engine, and remember the engine transmission will be going with the subframe in the car. Once I have all that weight on it and the car is going back on the ground with everything in it, okay, except the chairs and stuff like that, gas tank, things like that, exhaust, whatever, this will be enough weight with engine and transmission, will be enough weight that I will feel comfortable doing the front suspension, especially those coil springs. Once I remove all the front suspension, completely overhaul I'm going to do. And guys, please leave in the comment if you guys want to see the mechanical part of how to take them out, how I do it, and how I install everything back. That will be a long video. I'm gonna warn you from now. But if you are, I will do it. If there ain't that much comments out there on this, I won't do it because it's not an easy thing to film and do all this. Once I finish restoring all the front end and I have the control arms, upper and lower, out, I'll clean them up. I paint it. Anything that's going to go back to the subframe will be painted, including the steering box. Anything will be painted. And that's my goal. So my goal is put the weight on the subframe, paint it first, put the weight, bring it to the car, and put it back on the Firebird so I could have weight and I could continue doing the overhaul of the suspension. Then pretty much after that, I'm down to wiring the engine, putting the exhaust, and fire her up for the first time to see how she sounds. I still need my brake lines and fuel lines. And brake lines, I definitely need. Fuel lines, I'm not that crazy I'm not in a hurry to get it right now, because I don't put fuel lines to the end. I mean, that's just the way I do it, because I always put a gas bottle with a line feeding the engine gasoline, and that's the way I test the motors out. And I would drive it around the yard a couple of times just to see how everything feels. And then when I get tired of that and I want the real McCoy, I put the fuel line to the tank. So that's the update of the Lovebird, guys. I mean, she is turning out great. Everything in this car is done. All the metal in there is solid. I just have to, well, this is the seat brace I'm talking about, the rear one right there. But my God, what a milestone to see the car even in this condition here with all the work that's been done to this car. And I have the subframe bushings here. Okay, I have my motor mount that I just picked up, and I picked them up at AutoZone. Okay, I'm gonna put that brand new. I mean, I'm cooking with gasoline here. I'm moving right along. And here is the dry shaft bump stop that I was talking about. I will explain everything. All these are 3 different generation, well, first generation fibers. Let me correct myself, but all first 3 years. This one being a 67, this one being from a 68, and this one being from a 69. I will explain that on the next video, which one works, which one didn't work for this project anyway, for you guys to don't have the hiccup that I've been going through. And then from that video, I will go to this video right here. Okay, this brace for your lock cylinder, for your deck lid to be able to lock. This happens to be the original one from the Lovebird, and she's still in good condition. This is just surface rust, but it's solid. Believe me, there ain't nothing eating through there. Okay, that's gonna be going on next, and the car will have everything it needs to be solid again and on the ground. And of course, after that, I have a whole bunch of body work. I still got body work on the quarter panels, both sides. I have the body work on the 2 doors. I have body work on all complete front sheet metal. And I like it. Okay, a lot of people dread about body work. It's not easy. It's a whole bunch of sanding, a big mess everywhere, and that's the name of the game. But Louis, me here, I must have been a body man in my previous life or something like that, because I like it and I rate myself to being pretty good at it. So that will be videos too in the future. If you guys want to learn some body work, let me know, and I will focus more on it when the time comes. But guys, I am happy here to say that the Lovebird have come a long way. And now look at all the parts that we have here to put on it and hear her rumble for the first time in years. Guys, thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. My YouTube channel keeps on growing. My watch time keeps on growing. I mean, I love it. Please, when you're watching the video, give me the thumbs up. That helps Louis here at First Generation Garage. I want to say to everybody out there, have a blessed and happy weekend. Thank you again. I appreciate you guys. And the only way I am here in 7 months in this position here with a solid shell and a car almost ready to get turned on is because I kept my hands dirty and I saw my project moving forward. Bye-bye.